welcome to another episode of Let's Play Again. Last time we talked about Addams Family. This time we're going to talk about Addams Family Values, which is supposed to be the sequel. However, it doesn't seem to incorporate anything that the previous Addams Family game had in it. Care to elaborate, Darryl?
All in good time, my dear, but for now I'm just going to enjoy the jazzy menu music, which is very jazzy.
Yeah, it's very nice, isn't it? It's very uplifting compared to the other one.
Yeah, especially the bit that comes in at the end. But I mean, to get on to the nitty gritty, the game was actually developed again by Ocean Software, although Teque London, who I've never heard of before, did a little bit of work on it too.
It's also kind of interesting how they went from the original Addams Family game to this. It's very different.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the first notable difference is that it's no longer a platformer, it's now a top-down action game, I guess?
Yeah, kind of like Zelda in a way.
Yeah, and you have these lovely text scenes, which are incredibly boring.
Yeah, just now you were given cookies by Grandmama.
I do think the art style is very funny, though, because everyone's kind of like got this fatness about them.
I guess they all eat a lot.
Well, if your granny kept feeding you cookies, you'd probably end up the same way.
Oh, she already does, and yes, I do have a bit of pudge.
Well, this is the first boss, and it doesn't really have anything to do with anything. It's some weird plant monster that flies its arms at you.
It's very angry at your presence.
Yeah, so did you want to actually tell us about the story?
Sure. So it's loosely based on the film plot of Addams Family Values, which basically focuses on the relationship of Uncle Fester and Miss Jelinski, who is the nanny who comes in to take care of Morticia and Gomez's baby, Pubert.
Does she even feature in the game?
Not entirely sure if she does. She's probably a last boss or something. But yeah, basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to save Pubert from Miss Jelinski, who has kidnapped him. And that's pretty much it.
It's rather mean, really.
Yeah, just a little bit. Don't trust those nannies. They're really scary.
Yeah, and that boss was so boring.
Just a little bit. This whole game is kind of just lackluster. I mean, there's nothing that's really impressive about it.
Yeah, and I mean, just talking about that a bit more, one of the main things in the game that's really lame is how the damage system works. So you'll notice at the start of the game, I actually had blue lightning bolts, and now I have green ones. And this is basically because I got hit once. You'll notice at the top left of the screen, I have 3 skulls. And it kind of works on a degrading damage system, so that when you get hit once it goes red, if you get hit again it goes to a small red one, and then you lose the skull. But also the more you get hurt, the less damage you're able to do. So it goes from blue, which is really long range, high damage, green, which is kind of medium range to medium damage,
it makes the game
red,
so much harder, and it's
no
just ridiculous. It's like
you're
not
damage.
even, if you get hurt you cannot win. It's like you might as well just die.
Yeah, I mean, why make a game that gets harder the more you get hurt? It just makes absolutely no sense.
None at all. It just makes the game that much more annoying, and you aren't as willing to play. Like, you don't even get any lives in this game. You don't get any life.
I mean, the thing that's really annoying about it, probably the most annoying about it, is that you only have to get hit once for your damage to be decreased, which means the amount of health you have is really irrelevant. I mean, you can get more skulls later on, but you still lose them if you get hit once.
So this is the first quote-unquote dungeon of the game, where basically you have to go through countless rooms, and you're in search for this black rose.
The black rose.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll notice that this is the first time we actually encounter proper enemies in the game, and they're rather annoying. Not because they're actually hard to kill, it's more the fact that they have random movements, and they move so quickly.
Which makes it just really hard.
Especially because they have a tendency to hide behind things, and you don't know which direction they're going to move in. So I mean, you might walk past and then suddenly one will just shoot straight into you, and then, you know, you've already lost your health. I mean, you'll notice that I've already lost... I'm on a half health, basically, now, and I didn't even do anything.
They're like kamikazes. Like, they'll just come at you and be like, wow, alright, I hit you once. Okay, I'm gonna kill you now. Like, a lot of the enemies are just completely, entirely ridiculous. Like, they just don't show any mercy.
And sometimes you can't even hit them, like there, because he was too far to the left. My lightning bolt wouldn't actually go over there. So to hit him, I would have had to walk to the right, then up, and then trying to hit him on a horizontal as opposed to a vertical.
It's like, freaking hell, Fester, why are you right-handed? Why can't you be ambidextrous with your lightning skills?
Yeah, it's pretty lame.
No.
Obviously, they didn't teach him at monster school or something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is probably the most annoying room in this whole area, because, as I said, like, these guys have a tendency to hide behind pillars, so it's easiest to just run away.
Mm-hmm. They're such wimps. It's like, if they think they're gonna get hit, they'll run away, but then if they have, like, an unfair advantage, they'll just take advantage of it.
Oh, and there's the red lightning.
Oh, yeah.
Yay for red lightning.
You're about to die there, Bill.
Yeah, well, that's why cookies, these cookies which you get off Granny at the start of the game, they actually revive you to full health. Although I took a risk here and I decided not to use them just in case I got hit and then wasted them. You know, you don't want to waste stuff.
You're a rebel. Look at, you're almost about to die.
I can do it. I have faith in myself. And now I'll eat those cookies.
Oh, nom 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 nom. I'm Fester.
Damn right.
And I'm getting fat off cookies, but they make me happy.
So, there are actually multiple types of cookies. The one we obviously just ate gives us our health back, which I just lost instantly. But there are other ones that like give you invincibility, which obviously makes you invulnerable to damage for a certain amount of time. And yeah, it doesn't really add that much to the game because everything's just so finicky.
All these enemies kind of look like Hershey Kisses.
Why did...
Like really angry Hershey Kisses. That's what I kind of imagined them as.
Really angry ones.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, later on you get enemies that are like, you get those different plants. You get the mushrooms, which kind of, they look so cute, but then they just ram into you and constantly ram into you.
And then when you go to the swamps, you get the huge mushrooms where if you beat them, you feel all happy and cuddly inside, but then you realize, oh my gosh, there's a mini mushroom right underneath them.
Aw, mini mushroom.
Mini mushroom. But then it kills you.
I mean, the art style in this game is really weird because everything about it seems really morbid and depressed, which I guess kind of goes along with the Addams Family theme, but I always found the Addams Family theme was they acted morbid and depressed, but everything they did was really happy and jovial.
Yeah, that's what I got from it. It really seems like they took the dark and depressive nature of the Addams Family a bit too much to heart.
Yeah, because I mean, if you listen to the music, it is so disheartening and just soul-sapping.
Like,
and the colours are all really bland and...
The Addams Family weren't unhappy. They were happy.
I mean, if you just listen to the first note from the synth that plays when you come out of that dungeon, it just reminds me of Terminator, and Terminator was really not a happy film.
Yeah, you're just kind of waiting for Terminator to just pop out of the bush and be like, I'll be back.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, this game is rather strange. I mean, just look at the facial expressions of the people that are having these conversations. Fester here is priceless.
Oh, it's so scary. It freaked me out the first time I saw it, because he has a huge gap between his teeth.
I mean, he looks kind of normal. Yeah, he looks kind of normal, and then Morticia, like, says...
There he is.
There it is.
Oh my gosh, so weird looking. It's so weird looking, it scars my eyes.
So, I mean, you'll notice that what we just did there was a kind of an example of how, I guess, semi-open-ended the game is, because we actually had the choice to give the rose to Morticia as well as the plant at the top. And actually, if you give the plant to Morticia, you get an extra skull, which is kind of redundant anyway, as we talked about earlier. But if you give it to the plant here, not really much really happens. And if you give it to Morticia, you also get to see this amazingly terrible death sequence.
Oh, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh.
Look at him go. Look at him.
Oh my gosh.
He's exploding.
Oh my gosh.
He's exploding. Nothing. I think that pretty much just sums it up. Good job, Fester.
I know.
Strange guy.
So weird. Oh, and there's the little bushes. I kind of swear that there's like little woodland creatures just hiding in there, just laughing at you.
Little mice just running around. What's horrible about those is that they kind of, well, they're basically just incognito. Like, you don't know which ones are actually enemies and which ones aren't because they look exactly the same.
Yeah, until they hit you, and then you're like, oh wow, I just lost all my health. Way to go.
Yay. So this pretty much rounds out our demonstration of the game. Where this goes towards the greenhouse, and if you want to try out this game, I wouldn't recommend it, but if you want to try out the game, the greenhouse is fun. It's enjoyable. You'll have a ball.
You meet some new friends. Friends!
Yay! And yes, there's a boss fight in there as well, which is a lot more fun than the first boss fight.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Unfortunately, this game just doesn't seem to add up to Ocean Software's original Addams Family game. So unless if you're an avid Addams Family fan, I'd say leave this one on the shelf. See you guys next episode on Let's Play Again. Bye!